I got my shorts back. Good. Very good. You want I want my shorts back, or you better be prepared for war. How easy is it to get over the yeah. Play number 3 on defense, and I go against them here just to set a tone so they know to leave me.
What? I started walking a little bit. Was it? Just walking up there. Okay.
He thought it would be more
just to show her.
everybody has their own song. That's fun.
I just think
I would say
and then every 6 to 8 weeks you have to go
that's what I see every day.
camera. We got the school board. We got the camera for us. My head probably would be like this. Oh yeah. All we're gonna do is be able to get my nose and my stuff here.
That's as far as
We will be that.
crowd noise.
You want to hear that over here?
Right, Evan. Do it, dude! Oh, I want you to do it!
That's what I easy in a belt.
What is it, like 2%? Yeah, look at it. I'm out of here. I love you guys.
Love you too. No, I don't remember.
Get that rebound.
Are you a Browns fan?
I'm feeling dangerous tonight.
I'm not a Steelers fan.
Nobody's a Steelers fan right now. They did fire their line coach.
All I know is I hope you wake up to a dangerous place.
I think they done a pretty good job.
Oh, yeah.
So, they don't put it over. He did get some nice possession.
Who's quicker to cost more? You know, you guys need to get to the depth before. But we should have just I had a feeling like they kept wanting to almost drop him and like, what? This makes no sense to drop him. But yeah.
Hey, Mike, you ready? You still there? Okay, as soon as the teams hit the floor here, we'll go. Yeah, we put 10 minutes on the clock. I'm sure that, what you call it?
You know, so I grew up on set like a
I know. It's so good though too.
You had one
Forget that.
you had expensive food.
State game.
ABC Sports presents high school basketball. Tonight's game is brought to you by Southeastern Med, Abel's Electric Heating and Cooling, WB Green Insurance, West 40 Auto Sales, Park National Bank, Doane Ford, Muskingum Valley Health Centers, Papa John's Pizza, and Valentine Insurance.
If you want to stream it along with us, it is high school basketball. Cambridge Bobcats taking on the Warren Local Warriors. Bill Kafuri, Adam Davenport at Coach Ford Court, Gene Ford Gymnasium, for those old enough to remember that. And welcome back. Another reset for Bobcat basketball.
I'll tell you what, reset is not, as we've said before, it's not a bad problem to run into. I think you look at it for the bulk of the year, and sometimes these are blessings to be able just to stop and get your guys to really look at what's going on, where you're at. The biggest thing I think that you continue to fight when you have all these start and stops really is game shape for your players, continuity in your offense, their ability to communicate with one another. You know, as games go longer and longer into the season, and as the game wears on over time, it's hard to simulate or get your guys to understand how you find that last gear when you're not on the court.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Slaughter for the Bobcats before the game, and I asked him about how difficult that has been. He said they've missed 21 days of practice time and have had to reschedule numerous games because of different stoppages. Some that their team was exposed, or some guys on their team were positive. So it's been a difficult season, and the issue with that is it's not the same for everyone. Cambridge has had that issue where they've had kids positive or be exposed to kids on other teams that are positive. But that doesn't mean the team that you're playing has had any issues at all.
Right. And you know, the thing, though, that I think a lot of people always have to remember is, for as interesting of a year as it's been, at the end of the day, if you are a coach or a player, you're always talking about building and peaking in March. So although these are obstacles, you know, and things that you've got to work through, and they're a little different because you're having to work through something that you've never had to deal with, right? Every coach who's been around long enough has had to deal with a player getting an injury and how that can derail momentum or things of that nature. I think that for any coach, while you're trying to get your team to work through these things, you still have to keep their eyes fixated on where you're trying to get them when you get around the end of February and March, because that's where you really cement yourself as a historical type team, is what you're able to do when it comes to tournament time.
Yeah, and I talked to Coach Slaughter's wife, Angie, and I said, how tough is this? You know, during basketball season, you got kids in your house that normally your husband and your son they're gone. And she said, yeah. She said, you know, you have a 14-day layoff. She said, my son's out in the driveway at 8, 9 o'clock at night in 30-degree weather shooting shots, you know, because he can't get in the gym. And I said, well, what's wrong with that? When we were kids, isn't that what you just did anyway? It didn't matter what time of year it was. You were outside. But, you know, it's caused certainly some issues for many teams. And the adjustment is now something that the Cats are going to have to deal with. And tonight, you know, and Coach Slaughter and I talked about this, you come back into the meat of your schedule, playing New Philly on the road. They had a Dover game that was postponed because of some issues with COVID, but you're playing at New Philly. Now Warren, who's 10th ranked in the state, and comes in at 7-1. And then you got Meadowbrook next Tuesday, and all they've done is, you know, go deep into the tournament the last couple of years and then reload.
Yep.
So, you know, it's not going to be an easy night tonight for the Cats, but it is going to be another step, like you said, to preparing yourself for the end of the season.
Well, it's that, and you know, the things that help you, right? Because that's ultimately how you approach the situation, right? Is what really matters. And I think back to, there was a book that Urban Meyer wrote that there was an equation. It was E plus R equals O. The event plus your response equals your outcome. And so if you're leading your team and you're trying to get them in the right framework, you're always trying to find whatever silver lining you can to really keep them focused on what really matters here. one of the silver linings in not playing games is that there is no tape on your team. And so some of those games where maybe you would have come in at a disadvantage, sometimes you might be able to sneak up and just surprise the heck out of a Meadowbrook or out of a New Philadelphia, because they haven't had a chance to scout you. They haven't had a chance to see how your players have grown or developed since the last time they saw you. And that can be used sometimes as an advantage for you.
Yeah, Cambridge playing against New Philly just the other night came out strong first quarter, led at the end of a quarter 13-9, and then went cold and only scored 2 points over the next couple periods. And there was a certain amount of fatigue to that as well. When you're tired and you don't have your legs, you're not going to shoot it well. And the Cats didn't for a couple of periods and found themselves down and couldn't get back in the game. And on the flip side of that, Warren has lost a kid here or there. As a matter of fact, they're without one of their key players tonight, but they've continued to fire it up. They scored 96 points Tuesday night against Alexander, so they're still hitting on all cylinders. They shot about 75% for the game, which is kind of an anomaly too. That doesn't always happen, but you're going to have those nights during the season, mid-season, when you're getting your stroke.
Well, and you really look at it, and so we talk about this all the time, where when you're playing, depending on the type of team you have. So if you have a team that has a lot of experience, that knows what they're doing and how you want them to play, there's a saying out there that when you have the horses, you let them run. When you don't, you got to corral them, right? And when you're in this kind of a situation where your team hasn't had a chance to play, and your biggest vulnerability is endurance, and can they go an entire game if it's an up and down sprint, then really as a coaching staff, you almost have to look at it and say, we might have to adjust our game plan. And even though we got some players who don't need to be corralled, for the sake of the overall health of the endurance of the team for the game, we might have to pick and choose what times do we take the air out of the ball. Do I become more prescriptive than ever before regarding what offensive sets we run, or do we even look to play more zone in the early parts of the game and find ways to give guys breaks? I think one of the smartest things I ever saw in a basketball game, it was North Carolina was playing against Duke, and they put a clock that showed how much game time Antoine Jamison sat out compared to how much actual rest he got. And it was meant to highlight the man management of saying, I pulled this guy out with 32 seconds to go in the quarter, and he actually gets to sit down for 3 minutes because of the end of the quarter. And those types of things, I think, really test a coaching staff to really keep their guys under control and in the best position to win.
Cats tonight taking on the Warren Warriors. Cats come in at 3-3, and the Warriors at 7-1. Remind everybody you can watch tonight's game as well. YRP TV, ABC Sports on the Facebook page there. Streaming action. Cam Summers and Chris Stewart here to take care of that technical aspect. Mike McKay on the radio waves, engineering back at the station, and we want to thank him for all his work ahead of time, and just let you know if there's a problem, it's not my fault. So anyway, and also a shout out. We found out here in the pregame, we've got Bobcats listed all over the world, and a couple of them. Former Bobcats standout Mike Stein, trying to show his son what Bobcat basketball is about. Cole, enjoy tonight's game, Cole. We're glad you're on board as well, along with your dad. You might learn a little bit and get him in some blue and white someday.
There you go. That's the way to do it.
Pregame, winding down. We'll be back with tonight's starting lineups and the opening tip right after these messages.
You give it to your neighbors, your friends, co-workers, even your children. So this time, take some advice from me. Before it gets freezing cold outside, now is the time to call Abels for a free estimate on replacing your furnace. Family owned and operated since 1967, Abels has been serving Muskingum and Guernsey County residents with all their heating, cooling, electrical, and refrigeration needs. Let the Abels family help your family. Call Abels or visit them on the web at abelsinc.com. Abels, one company, one goal. Your comfort.
I'm Peg. I'm a senior trust officer, but also a gardener and listener.
At Park National Bank, we're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. You get personal attention and direct access to a caring, compassionate banker who respects and responds to your needs and goals. Find Peg or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more. Investments are not FDIC insured, not bank guaranteed, and may lose value. ParkNationalBank.com.
Chronic issues do not disappear just because COVID is here. Whether you are experiencing pain in your knee, tingling in your fingers, or a sore back, Superior Med Orthopedics is here for you. Superior Med Orthopedics patients' health and safety is their top priority, and they currently offer telehealth visits for your initial appointment. Take comfort in knowing when you come to Superior Med Orthopedics facility, they are following all protocols to ensure you remain safe. Find out all their team offers by visiting seormc.org today.
I'm not buying till I check on Ford.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there's one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you'll always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. In business for nearly 60 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at doanford.com.
Here at MVHC, we offer adult, dental, pediatric, women's, pharmacy, and transportation services, as well as behavioral health. We accept all patients. Make your appointment today if you're not feeling well.
I was sitting in my car, and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood, and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? My eyes filled with tears. Then on the radio, I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I could have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door, and I put the money down. Now I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge. Don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of a guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
Welcome back to Coach Ford Court. Tonight's site for the Bobcats matchup between the Warren Warriors and your homestanding Bobcats. Starting lineup tonight for the Bobcats: Caleb Bond, 5'11", junior; Caden Moore, 5'9", sophomore; Sean Perkins at 6'5" and a senior; Dominic Cork, 6'6", senior; and Brock Valentine, 6'5", senior for the Bobcats. For the Warren Warriors, who come in at 7-1, 10th ranked in the state. Their only blemish to the Dover Tornadoes in a lower scoring game, but doesn't Dover do that to everybody? They will start 6'3", senior Kurt Taylor, 6'6", senior Jake Baumgard, 6'2", senior Joel Chevalier, Josh Welsh, 6'3", senior, and 6'4", junior Braden Sully. And you and I were looking at those matchups there, and one of the few times you're probably going to see two teams with almost identical size-wise, at least certainly on the inside. And a lot of seniors there, 4 out of the 5 starters. And one of the key players for the Warriors not playing tonight, Seth Davis, 5'11" point guard. He's a senior as well. So normally they would have an all-senior starting lineup, but good size on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, you look at it and you think about both teams. You have a combination of a lot of size, a lot of experience, and really, if you're Cambridge in this scenario, the start to the game is going to be critical, right? Because we saw in the last game that Warren played, they get out to a big spurt early, and once you get down on an experienced team, it can be hard to fight back. If I'm Cambridge, 2 big keys, right, is number one, we've got to control the tempo to the best of our ability. And it doesn't just mean get off to the right start. It's for the entire game.
Sully and Perkins in the center circle, and both get up pretty high, but it will be the Warriors who will control the opening tip. Chevalier out on top. Little motion against man-to-man defense for the Bobcats. Back to the top of the key, Taylor. Inside feed. Chevalier, and down low. Shot put up by Chevalier and unable to connect there. Good interior defense by the Bobcats. Rebound brought down by Cork. And the Bobcats will try to get points on the board there. First possession. Bond works off the dribble out on top, hands it off Valentine, and back to Caden Moore. Tight man-to-man and a little bit of a size differential out on top on the guard. Try to inside feed it to Cork. Pass tapped away and loose ball picked up by the Warriors. They'll push it up. Welsh slid the feet a little bit, and it will go right back to the Bobcats. Hey, you look at the Warriors, and they just are stout.
Yeah.
You know, they don't look particularly tall, but they, multi-sport athletes probably, but pretty stout there. Again, Perkins trying to feed it inside, this time to Valentine. Again, tapped away by Welsh, and he'll bring it up the other way. Taylor, inside feed. Baumgart got the defense off its feet and kisses it off the glass and in. 2-0 Warriors.
Tell you what, Cambridge looking for maybe an offensive foul on that. I think early on, I think this is going to be a physical kind of slugfest kind of game.
Again, the Cats feed it. Perkins left side looking for the post feed, not there. They'll swing it back to the right side. Now Bond. Moore pops up, nothing there. Left side, Cork closed out quickly. Finds Bond, tapped out of his hands, but the loose ball picked up by Valentine and in the right place at the right time. Brock Valentine makes it a 2-all game. Pull up, not there for Welsh, and the rebound right down into the hands of Valentine. 2 apiece, 5:40 left here in the opening period. Back to Cork, off the dribble. Cut off by Welsh. Inside feed, try to go to Perkins. Stolen away again by Welsh. Good hands there. Actually, Sully that time, and they'll give it up. Long pass by Bond down to Valentine. Did not have the numbers. Able to get it back out, get it right back. Takes it to the hoop. Off the glass softly. No good. Got his own rebound. Spun quickly and got the underside of the basket. Valentine, good hustle, just couldn't buy it that time. And still at 2 apiece. Here come the Warriors, hustling. Inside play that time, made by the Cats, and then again by Baumgart, who knocks it in. Both teams trading turnovers, but for the Bobcats, unfortunately, right under the basket. What are you going to do, right?
Right. Neither team really worried, but not really thrilled either with their start.
Cats got a couple of guys waiting at the scorer's table. Perkins will penetrate, pull up from 10, and knock it down. But Perkins' ability to elevate, that's a good look for him. And it is 4-4 with a 30-second timeout on the floor. We'll take it as well and be back right after this message.
In today's marketplace, you have many choices for insurance. WB Green Insurance, a representative of Westfield Insurance, is committed to providing you with excellent coverage for your home and auto at a fair and competitive price. Westfield has been in the neighborhood for over 150 years, providing peace of mind and quality insurance products through independent insurance professionals. Sharing knowledge, building trust is Westfield's pledge to their customers. Call WB Green Insurance today.
Back at Coach Ford Court, 4:29 left here in the first period.
You know, we talked about in the very beginning about tempo and man management. Coach Slaughter, first substitutions already, bringing 3 guys off the bench in the first wave.
Some fresh bodies in. Owen Feldner, along with Colton Slaughter. And I think also the Cats get Parker Long in the ball game. Inside feed, down low, and Baumgart finishes again at 6'6". They've gone to him in the paint, not 3 times, and he's cashed in 3 times.
That's a strong finish.
Yeah, he's 6'6". At least they list him as 6'6". I don't know if he's that big or not, but double team out on top, and Bond unable to handle that pressure, loses the handle. A little frustration there. as nobody came to kind of help him out, and the Cats will turn it over again. And that's kind of been a problem for him throughout the season. 75 turnovers through 6 games.
Yeah, little surprised to see Bond, though. Bond, when it comes to the turnovers, he's only had 7 so far in the season, has been actually really careful with the ball. And it was a little bit of a surprise to see him get rushed there.
Welsh pops out, takes it off the dribble to the hoop, lays it up and in. Cats got fooled that time as Josh Welsh faked the handoff and took it himself, and Cambridge overplayed the switch. 8-4 Warriors. Colton Slaughter, 3 from the corner, not there. Cats will get it back. Nice hustle play.
Yep.
By Perkins that time to keep it alive and knock it out of bounds off the Warriors. So the Cats will inbound it baseline left side, and it'll be actually Slaughter to inbound it. 3:20 left here, opening period. Slaughter finally finds Long. Hands it off. Bond, little floater heading to the basket, puts it up and in. Nice job that time by Caleb Bond, and the Cats just down 2 now. Chevalier trying to kick it back outside and stepped on the end line. Far sideline. Sully couldn't keep it alive. And the Cats will get Cork and Valentine back in. 3:03 left here in the first. 8-6 Warriors, and I don't think the Warriors have made a substitution yet.
They actually just brought.
Just did, yeah.
Yep. Dennis Petty.
Yep. Dennis
subbing
Petty
in for Braden's, I believe it's Salih.
Chevalier. Inside feed Cork, and he got a hand on the ball defensively, caused him to shuffle his feet, and that's another Bobcat turnover.
That's the 5th turnover for the Cats in the first quarter.
More turnovers than shots, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, one of the saving graces there is they've been able to force 3 turnovers from Warren. That kind of helps.
Chevalier, long 3, cha-ching. 6'2" senior knocks down the first 3 of the night. I think that's the first one either team's taken. Well, no, actually, the Cats had Slaughter pop one from the corner. 2:26 to go. Knocked away out on top, picked up by the Warriors. Chevalier, coast to coast, left it short. And the Cats will bring it back the other way. Valentine hands it off. Felder, they'll give him the 3. He'll take it, rattles it in and out. And a rebound down to Baumgart. He'll hand it off. Petty up the right side. And a lot of banging inside that time. And Baumgart had his fillings rattled a little bit. No call, but he was able to flip it up and in anyway. And with 1:53 to go, Cats will burn a timeout. 13-6. A full timeout on the floor will take it as well as the Bobcats trail by 7. We'll be back after this.
Your home and your car are likely your 2 biggest investments. Protecting them from unexpected damage is a prime concern to WB Green Insurance. They are proud to represent Westfield Insurance, a financial service organization that provides insurance products for your home, auto, and business. Sharing knowledge, building trust is Westfield Insurance's pledge to their customers, along with personalized claim service that's fast and friendly. To learn how Westfield can help with your insurance needs, talk to WB Green Insurance today.
Back at Gene Ford Court, 13-6, just a little less than 2 minutes left in this opening period. And a slow start for the Bobcats tonight. And I guess the best way to describe the Warriors is they've been methodical and persistent in pounding it inside, and it's paying dividends.
Yeah, yes. And they've also been opportunistic. They've gotten some turnovers right around the hoop that have also led to some easy buckets for them.
Bobcats back on the attack, down 7. Bond trying to skip it over to Slaughter, nearly stolen away. And Kurt Taylor, being a nuisance, would not give up on the play and nearly came up with a steal a couple of times, but it will stay Bobcat ball. 1.5 left.
You know, if you're watching the live stream and you looked at Warren coming into this game 7-1, the thing that I'm most impressed in the first 5 minutes from them has just been how much effort they played defensively.
Perkins doubled, kicks it out. Cork open look at a 3. Not there. Rebound, Baumgart, and saves it back in bounds. And Chevalier up the court to Taylor. Taylor pull up, air ball, but rebound goes long to Welsh. And he'll reset out on the way. Back to the top of the key. Taylor with a minute left in the period. Baumgart, nice look down low, and Chevalier finishes. Chevalier, as J.P. Felder would remind me. I've called him about 3 or 4 different things, and I apologize, but I was not a French teacher, and there probably is a little bit of French in that, but I'm not there. 35 on the clock, cast down 15-6. Down low to Cork and finished there. Nice pass by Perkins, who drew the defense, and Dominic Cork has the 8th point for the Cats.
We talked about the physical play on that offensive possession. There were about four different times where bodies collided, and no fouls being called. Just let them play.
We're looking for the last look here. Petty out on top, 7 seconds, and he threw it away. Trying to get one good look at the end, and Petty throws it out of bounds. So with 5.5, the Cats will have a look. And Caleb Davis will check in for Warren. Bobcats.
Valentine checking out for Caden Moore as well.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I thought Moore checked in there, and then he got lost out there. Perkins takes it, knocked out of his hand, picked up by Bond, who launches it at the buzzer, and it comes up short of the mark. So 1 period in the books, and the Warriors on top of the Cats 15-8. We'll be back with period number 2 right after this.
When it's game night, let Papa John's Pizza on Southgate Parkway feed your team after the game. Hey, this is Shannon. You can create your pizza with all your favorite toppings, or pick one of our specialty pizzas like the Super Hawaiian, the Philly Cheesesteak, the Works, or the Fiery Buffalo Chicken. Don't forget, we also have chicken poppers, wings, breadsticks, and cheese sticks too. Call 740-439-PAPA. That's 439-7272, or order from your phone at papajohns.com.
Back at Gene Ford Court, 15-8 after 1. Warriors on top of the Bobcats. Might have to get Mike Stein back on the phone here and tell him, Cole, warm up a little bit. We need your 3-point shooting or something for the Cats.
I'll tell you what, you go into both of those huddles right now, and if you're either of those coaches, you're not necessarily thrilled about how the first quarter went. There's room for improvement on both sides. You're not necessarily beating everybody up either. Really, the difference in this game so far has been Warren goes on a 7-0 run at one point in the first quarter. They lead by 7. And probably part of that 7-0 run happened to be the fact that Cambridge has 2 more turnovers. So when you're giving them more possessions and they go on a run, you end the first quarter, for the most part, looking worse on the scoreboard than what it really is. But you've got to also get that cleaned up as the rest of the game goes on.
Cats have the first possession of the second period. Perkins looks down low, skips it over to Bond. He'll put it on the floor in attack, kick it out, and a foul. We saw a lot of physical play in the first period, but there, a little hand check. And it might be the first foul of the night. I think it is.
It actually was, yes.
Yeah. So that doesn't happen very often. Inside lob. DePerkins has his shot rejected by Baumgart and saved back inbound by Sully. And here come the Warriors again. Hello, Baumgart. Hands it off. Petty off the dribble. Kicks it back out, looking for that post feed, and Baumgart's been a beast inside. 8 first quarter points as he pounds his way in there again. Has Valentine on his backside. Back to Sully. Davis. And a foul on the ball, it looked like.
Looks like, foul on Valentine.
Now they're going to call Valentine off the ball, his first.
For as much battling has gone on in the post so far through the first quarter or so, that was kind of a cheapie and not Valentine picking up a cheapie, just in how soft the call was.
Baumgart takes the inbounds pass, double team there, gives it up. Now he's got it back down low. Cork on his backside, spins to his left, and they'll call him with the offense as he kind of cleared out with that right arm. That's an old Adam Davenport move, but you never got called for the foul, right?
Every now and then you pick him up. But you know what? And I mentioned that earlier in the first quarter. He had a move very similar to the first quarter, and it floored me at how strong of a move it was. And it looks like the refs on this second quarter are saying we got to make sure that this doesn't get out of hand.
No score still by either team here in the second period. Remains 15-8. Cats trying to cut that again. Perkins kicks it out. Bond 3-ball. No. Rebound by Davis, and he'll push it up across the timeline. 6.5 left first half to Petty. Back left side, Sully. And he'll pull up for the 3. Off the back of the rim, no good. Cork with a rebound. And again, the Cats trying to cut that deficit. That's 7 right now. On left side, deep 3-ball. Again, front rim. And again, the Warriors one and done. Here comes Sully to lead the fast break. 3-on-1, and he'll take it all the way to the rim and leave it short. A rebound by the Bobcats. Moore, and he'll kick it out, and Cambridge will slow it down and get into the set. Both teams a little cold to start here, and a reach in. Sully there got a hand on Sully's first. Or Sully, I guess. I'm going to listen to JP tell me what it is and then get it right here sooner or later.
You know what? That makes sense to me. I think that's a good plan to go
Sully. Cambridge ball. Second team foul on the Warriors. Cork penetrates, kicks it out. Moore passed up one look, and there's another bump. So a no-foul first period has turned into a slugfest here in the second as Caleb Davis picks up his first.
I'll tell you what, I said in the pregame that I thought man management and keeping track, but this has been like hockey substitution.
It has been. Get 2 or 3 new bodies in. Cats get a couple here. Slaughter back in along with Long. And Feldner on the second line. And an inside feed to Cork. Can't finish, but the Cats keep it alive. Feldner with the offensive rebound. Tight defense by Warren. They're not letting the Cats get open at all for anything on the perimeter. Slaughter will find a 3-ball there, but got it up quick and left it short. And again, Sully, or check that Welsh this time, with the rebound. Out ahead, Taylor. And his skip pass stolen away by Bond. And he'll take it coast to coast, scoop it up and in, Caleb Bond. First bucket of the second period comes at the 5:03 mark for either team, and it is the Bobcats who score it with a timeout on the floor. They trail it 15-10. We'll keep it here for the timeout, as it's just a 30, I believe. And so again, kind of, I guess you say that the play in favor of the Bobcats because they're not playing well, but they're not falling farther behind.
Well, listen, again, you have a Cambridge team that's still trying to figure out a lot of pieces just because of all the start and stops their season. Meanwhile, you're playing an opponent who is 7-1, who's been rolling in their last 3 games in a row. The uglier and lower scoring this game gets, it probably is more advantageous for you. So, again, while you're not necessarily happy with the turnovers or the way things are going, you're also not disappointed in the fact that this is a 2-possession game right now.
Chevalier back in the ball game, has the ball out on top. Under 5 to play. It looks like the Warriors going to slow it down a little bit as the Cats come out zone.
Yeah, it looks like a 1-2-2.
Chevalier looked at a deep 3, won't take it. And Davis back out on top. Trying to find the gaps here.
Yeah.
And it is. You got to remember, this is a mostly senior team. And see if they can make the adjustment on the floor. Chevalier taking it to the hoop. Can't get it to go. And the Cats come down with a rebound. Feldner will push it up across the timeline to Slaughter. Right side. Now Perkins. Off the dribble. Tries to find some room. Nothing there. Over to Long. He'll get to the lane. Kick it out. Perkins again, right corner. 4-minute mark. Cats down 5. Perkins into a double team, and they're going to call him with the offensive foul as he got into a double team and lowered his shoulder to try to get out of it. Sean Perkins picks up his first, team second, and turns the ball over. As Valentine steps back in, and Bond. Cats have had a number of opportunities to try to cut this thing down to a couple of points and haven't been able to get a good look up.
You know, they've been able to get stops, but when it comes to just making sure you get a good shot in your possession, it just has not. That one hasn't clicked yet.
Welsh down in the corner, looks inside, nobody there. Cats trying to pack it in here. As Welsh gets it back, penetrates and tries to go up and under, not there. Cork with a rebound. And the Cats come the other way, down 5 still at 3.5 left. Perkins on the attack, off balance, off the glass and in. And Sean Perkins with a little magic that time. It wasn't a good shot, but it's one of those ones you clap for when it goes in.
It was one of those ones where you could tell a little frustration from the offensive foul of the possession before.
Cats down 3, coming up on the 3-minute mark. Left corner, deep 3, Taylor off the mark with the rebound on the weak side, pulled down by Salih, and he can't get it to go. And rebound far side, touched last by the Cats. It will stay with the Warriors, who lead by 3, 2:57 left. Chevalier out on top, left side, Taylor. It's Baumgart. Valentine bodying him up. He tries to back him down. Pulls up, puts it up, no good. Rebound, stick back. Salih, and he gets it in. Extends the lead back to 5, 17-12. Boy, Cats had pretty good position there. He just out-battled him. Cork, deep 3. That one short of the mark. Cats just off a little bit on their long-range shooting tonight. Came in only shooting 29% outside the arc anyway. Inside feed trying to get the Baumgart, stolen away. Valentine there that time. And Bobcats coming up with some extra possessions, but they're not been able to do much with it.
Yeah, you know, I think that when you look back in this quarter, that last possession that Warren had where you gave them 3 shots and they eventually got a bucket out of it, that one could be one of those ones that just sticks with you for a little longer than it should.
Perkins, baseline move, elevates, and unable to get that one to drop. Baumgart rebound. Out ahead, Salih. Back to Baumgart, down the lane, and Valentine just put a little body on him. But a little bit of Brock is a lot of contact on that play. And that's going to send Baumgart to the line for the first free throws of the night. He had 8 first quarter points. And it will stay at 8 as he drops the first one off the back of the rim. And we got one we don't know, don't we?
That's right.
We got a number 21 into the game as Baumgart misses them both. And the rebound will be dead ball over to the Bobcats. Number 21 for the Warriors is not on our roster. Not on the, unless he's this freshman, huh? But he's not 5'4". He's pretty tall.
I'm calling him number 22, Trent Fox.
There you go. Nice look inside, and Dominic Cork spins to the hoop, lays it up and in. And the Cats back to within 3, 1:15 left to go. Yeah, that's good with me. He might be a little bit bigger than Trent Fox up. As he loses the ball inside, and Perkins comes up with it again. Under a minute to go. Bobcats with the ball. Down 3. Cats have not made a three-pointer yet tonight. Bond penetrates, kicks it to Cork. He'll pass up the 3. Kick it to the left corner. Moore. Back to Bond, top of the key. Finds Perkins in the right corner. Sets a pick for him. Kick it to Cork. He'll take the 3 left side. Cha-ching! Good patience by the Bobcats that time, and Cork knocks it down, and we are tied at 17.
Yeah, good offensive possession by the Cats. I mean, there's a part of you that says, are they going to hold for one? But if you're not going to hold for one, you at least want to make sure you have a good, clean possession, get a good shot out of it. And that certainly happened there.
Down to 5 seconds. Baumgart trying to feed it inside. Bond there to knock it away. Cats come up with it, and we're going to head to the halftime break tied. And that feels like a victory for the way that first half went for the Bobcats, as they were down most of that half, trailed at the end of the first period 15-8, battled back, and have kind of kept the tempo where they need it to be. And we stand 17-17 as we head to the halftime break. We'll take that break, refresh ourselves, as you can too. We'll be back. More basketball on WILE and YRP TV coming up right after this.
Here at MVHC, we offer adult, dental, pediatric, women's, pharmacy, and transportation services, as well as behavioral health. We accept all patients. Make your appointment today if you're not feeling well.
I'm not buying till I checked on Ford.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there's one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you'll always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. In business for nearly 60 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at DoanFord.com.
Are you paying too much for homeowners insurance? Has your insurance company raised your deductible? Hi, this is John Valentine with Valentine Insurance. Many people can't accurately answer these questions. With many premiums escrowed into mortgages, homeowners don't pay attention to changes to their policies anymore. It's time you visit Valentine Insurance for a true, no-obligation review of your insurance policy. Call 994-1776 or stop by our office at 739 Southgate Parkway in Cambridge.
97.7 on your FM dial. We're WILE-FM, Byesville, Cambridge.
Leave your sister alone. You're ready to get back into yoga, so you order the essentials. A non-slip mat, yoga blocks to keep balance, and an exercise ball. And you use your Bank of America Cash Rewards credit card, choosing to earn 3% cash back on online shopping and up to 5.25% as a preferred rewards member, which you put towards your most essential yoga gear. Noise-canceling headphones.
Welcome. Take a deep breath. Breathe.
Apply for yours at bankofamerica.com/more rewarding. Copyright 2020 Bank of America Corporation.
Our biggest storage event just got stronger. The Store More, Save More event going on now at the Home Depot. Get exclusive HDX black and yellow Tough Totes starting at just $4.98. They're heavy duty, durable, and come in a range of sizes from 7 to 70 gallons. So whether you need to store a little or store a lot, you're going to save loads. Make room for big savings at the Store More, Save More event going on now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Limited time only. Event and dates vary by store. See store for details.
Back at Coach Ford Court, if we have reached halftime, and Bobcats outscoring the Warriors 9-2 in that second period. And we are tied at 17 apiece as we have hit the halftime break. And what looked like was an ugly first half of basketball, really, Adam. And but the Cats able to play good enough defense in that second period, limit opportunities for the most part for the Warriors. And Warriors, I think Cambridge is, and you're going to make this point, but before you start pontificating and giving us all that stuff you give us, I think Cambridge's interior defense really was pretty good in that second period. And I think, you know what, you get Brock Valentine in a ball game, even though he's got 2 fouls at halftime, the Bobcats only have 3 as a team. But you get him in a game, and I think he realized in the first quarter, they're not going to call anything.
Yeah.
Man, I can go after guys and put body on them here a little bit, and maybe got a little bit too aggressive in that second period, but he was able to limit Baumgart, who had 8 points after one period. He thought he's just going to have his way in there tonight, but Cambridge's defense stepped up a little bit in the second. And how many times do you limit a team to 2 points in a period, right?
Well, I look at it, and so for me personally, there's 3 things that really kind of stuck out in that second period, and you already hit one of them, right? The post players, I think Warren was certainly the aggressor in terms of the physicality that was being played in the first quarter. And I think it took a second for
Valentine, Perkins, Cork to really let it register, that this is going to be one of those games where we can actually play a little bit more physically wise. And so the response back, there were a few different times where in the second quarter you saw Warren really trying to pound it in low, and you were actually seeing Cork as an example and Valentine in particular both doing a really good job of what we call walling up, which is where you're not worried about blocking the shot. You're trying to get as strong as a base as possible and just make the individual bump off you and disrupt their shot. You don't worry about blocking it. You just want them to miss, right? And if you get them to miss, you're hoping that the other guys around can clean up the loss, the misses. And so what you really saw that really stuck out to me is Warren goes 1 for 7 from the field in the second quarter. And on top of that, and that's coming off of a first quarter where they were 7 for 11. So you have that dynamic happening there. The second thing that happened is Warren has 3 turnovers in the second quarter. They had 4 in the beginning, so 7 total. Nothing major on that side. But then you flip it around to Cambridge, and the shooting for the Bobcats has continued to struggle, right? They were 4 of 10 from the field in the first quarter, 4 of 11 in the second quarter. But the big thing that sticks out is as you start getting Warren to miss shots and you're starting to get opportunities back on the other side, 0 turnovers for the Bobcats in the second quarter. And so
that's big right there.
Yeah, when they're not scoring and you're not giving them extra chances at it, it's allowing your rhythm, your flow to start to catch back up. And so we saw the Bobcats at one point in the first half go on a 6-0 run. We're seeing individuals, if I look at it from the Cat side in general, Dominic Cork is sitting at 7 points to lead the Cats, 4 from Sean Perkins, 4 from Bond, and 2 from Valentine. But again, for me, you outscore them 9-2 in the second quarter, and you do it primarily with good defense and not turning the ball over.
Well, and we talked a little bit about this, and I suppose if you're a coach over there and you're handing a clipboard to somebody and said, I want to know how many times our post guys touch the ball. Yeah. I want to know. Baumgart didn't touch it very many times in that second period. First period, he got it on the low block a lot and finished. Yeah. But that second period, I don't know that he had many touches down low there at all. He got to the foul line, the only guy that shot free throws in the half, and missed both of those tonight. And that we're talking this about a team that put up 96 points Tuesday night and shot about 75% from the field. And if you're Coach Maddox over there, you're probably wondering, is this the same team?
Yeah.
These are the same guys that shot it pretty well the other night. What's different?
Well, and to your point, you bring up the question on Baumgart and his effectiveness in the game. So in the first quarter, 4 for 4 from the field, 8 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist. You then turn around and look at the second quarter, 0 shots, 0 for 2 on the foul line, 1 turnover, 1 foul, 1 rebound. That is a complete 180, which really kind of speaks to what we saw in this game in general. I think out of all the players in this game so far, he's been the one that's been the biggest difference maker. Now, if you're Cambridge coming out in the second half, one of the things that you might be thinking about and might want to try to get your head wrapped around is it doesn't feel like Cambridge has taken bad threes. They've shot the 3 ball 9 times in the first half. They took 9 threes. I don't ever remember any of those 9 threes that you and I look at like, why'd we pull that one, right? So to go 1 for 9 when you didn't take any bad threes is a little bit of a surprise, and that would create optimism for me of saying, hey, we're doing our best to try to keep guys fresh. We're taking good shots. We're moving the ball around. This lid, if we continue to do those things, keep them fresh, have good, clean offensive possessions, and take good threes, this lid eventually is going to come off.
Well, and we talked about it a little bit in the pregame, Cambridge's situation with restarting. And they've not had much practice. They don't have their game legs back yet. Probably don't have that shooting touch that they were starting to develop before they had another break from COVID and so forth. And just about every one of those threes they took, except the last one that Cork drained, hit the front of the rim.
Yeah.
Everything hit the front of the rim.
So when you look at it, right, and you start the game off, or in the third quarter off, what you cannot have And I'll give Coach Slaughter credit. I think Coach Slaughter was very quick in the first half on substitutions. He was also very quick on timeouts. And what I mean by quick on timeouts, quick to use them so that you don't let the rhythm or the momentum get out of control and you get down quickly. So as you move here in the second half, what you cannot have happen is you can't have another 180 where all of a sudden it's a 9-2 quarter on the Warren side, because now all of a sudden, as the guys do start to get tired and you move into that fourth quarter, that hill, whatever the deficit is, if there's a deficit, whatever the deficit is when you have tired legs, you might as well double it. So what I mean by that is if you go into the fourth quarter and you're winning by 6, it's like you're winning by 3. And if you're down by 6, you're down by 12. That's the way it hits you.
You're not going to have that energy and ability to make that comeback like you might normally later in the season. And so let's see where the Cats end up here as we start the second half of play. Baumgart with 8. Chevalier had 5. Welsh a deuce, and Sully a deuce as well for the Warriors in that first half. And let's see what kind of adjustments both teams make as we get ready to start the second half of play. It will be the Warriors with the first possession, tied at 17. And both starting lineups back on the floor. That's Moore, Bond, Perkins, Cork, and Valentine for the Cat. Taylor, Baumgart, Chevalier, Welsh, and Sully. And Chevalier with it out on top right now. Cats stay zoned, but they put Perkins at the top of it now. So he can slide down that lane, a little bit of different look.
Yeah, well, and also you run into, when you have Valentine on the court, you've got to put him on the bottom.
Yeah, Perkins with those long arms. Plus, he can slide down and double down on Baumgart, huh? And they're still trying to find a way to get it to Jake Baumgart, the 6'6 senior, number 5 down there on the low block, right side, Chevalier. He'll penetrate a little bit, kick it back out. Taylor 3-ball, cha-ching. Kurt Taylor finds the range, just second 3 of the night. Chevalier going to check Bond, man-to-man all the way up the floor. Look for an easy reach there. 7-minute mark, cast down 3, and a hand check called. So after a first period that was
no fouls,
the officials have stepped in here now. You put hands on someone, you're going to get called.
You know, I'll tell you what, and I realize that Warren, starts off their first possession with a 3-pointer, but they've only taken 4 now for the game. They're 2 for 4. I don't necessarily think you worry about jumping out too quickly. You make them hit a few more before you come out of the zone.
Valentine trying to back his way down against Baumgart at 6'6", and the Cats will come up with a steal on the long pass. Nice hustle play that time by Moore. Cambridge, another attempt here to try to cut that 3-point deficit. Brock trying to get Baumgart off of him down low, and he just couldn't get enough space between them. And trying to lob it inside again. Baumgart goes up high and knocks it away, and it will be another Cambridge turnover. That's going to be a tough pass to make against a 6'6 senior. So 2 times down, the Cats have tried to pound it inside and have come up empty. 6-minute mark.
You almost look at it with Baumgartner having 2 fouls. Are you trying to pick up a third for him?
Yeah, that could be true, too. Welsh finishes down low and a nice inside pass that time, and the Warriors have scored the first 5 points of the period as the Bobcats are unable to come up with a good look here. And there's the steal. Taylor on the run out. Perkins trying to get back but can't get there in time, and Taylor will finish, and the Bobcats will take the TO. Down 24-17, 5:41 left here in the third. A 30-second timeout. We'll take the quick 30 as well. We'll be back right after this message.
Here at MVHC, we offer adult, dental, pediatric, women's, pharmacy, and transportation services, as well as behavioral health. We accept all patients. Make your appointment today if you're not feeling well.
97.7 on your FM dial. We're WILE-FM, Byesville, Cambridge.
Back at Gene Ford Court, 24-17 as the Warriors jump out of the box here in the second half, taking advantage of a couple of Bobcat mistakes. This team put up 96 points on Tuesday. They look like it in those 3 possessions.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I think Cambridge, we praised the no turnovers, right, in the second quarter. You've had 3 possessions so far, 2 turnovers, over 1 from the field. That's just a tough way to get started, especially when your opponent goes 4 for 4 or 3 for 3, to start.
Bond pulls up from the foul line, can't get it to go. Taylor rebound. Slaughter's checked in for the Bobcats, out ahead. Welsh in the corner and knocked out of bounds and off the hands of Welsh, so it will stay Bobcat ball. Or back to the Cats, I should say. And this is something the Warriors had a little trouble with that in the first half. They turned it over a little bit.
They do.
Cambridge had a chance to take advantage of it, but Cats got to find some rhythm on offense here.
Yeah, in fact, for the game so far, it's a 9-9 turnover battle.
Nice look inside to Perkins. Then Sean Perkins able to use his ability to finish, and the Cats draw near.
Really good pick and roll between Bond and Perkins there to get an easy lay-in.
Well, full court pressure by the Cats. Lob inside. Sully got the defense up in the air, goes to the hoop, and got a nice roll. Braden Sully. 26-19. Bond. With Chevalier on him, right side. Perkins couldn't get any space. Back inside, finds Cork, hard to the hoop, and draws the foul. Cats will head to the line for the first time tonight. And, I thought Perkins had knocked it, or I'm sorry, Cork had knocked it in, but the foul on Welsh, his first, and Dominic Cork heads to the line and rattles that first one in. Dominic on the season struggling at the line right now, 54% last year. Shot close to 70% there. Second shot, all net. He's been in the driveway practicing too, I think.
That's right.
26-20. Warriors quickly up the floor with a 6-point lead. Skip it across to Taylor. Down low. Baumgart on the half spot. Takes it to the hoop and kicks it in. He showed a little bit of movement there too. Through a double team. Extends the lead. Back to 7. Coming up on the halfway point of this third period. And Bond. Inside out pass. More wide open look at the 3. Can't get it to go. As actually Bond passed up a wide open look at a layup to get that 3. Down 7. And Chevalier inside out pass. And again the attack. Welsh. Sully, no good. Perkins with the rebound, and he'll push. Cut off at half court. No foul called there. A little contact. Back to Cork. A good look at a 3. Left it short again, and the rebound. Chevalier pushed it up ahead. Welsh on the run out, and Cork with the block. Check that. Sully on the run out, and Cork over the back, they'll say, but he got a lot of ball on that play.
Yeah.
A lot of ball.
That was a good block, and sometimes officials, sometimes the official viewpoint makes it look worse than what it really was.
Sully to the line, and he'll cash in on his first opportunity. 29-21. Bobcats have played hard, but they're starting to see it get away from them a little bit here in the third. 30-21, 9-point lead, biggest of the night for the Warriors. 3.5 left as Bond again beats his man off the dribble, and ball swatted away by Taylor and picked up by the Warriors. I thought Bond had it all the way to the hoop that time. Taylor came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Taylor at 6'3" and a senior.
It's almost like the possession before with the missed 3 from Owen Feldner. That's the same guy, right?
Yeah. Right there.
You almost wonder how Feldner was so open for his 3. It's because Taylor was trying that.
Chevalier 3 ball, no good. Rebound on the weak side. Stick back by Welsh. 32-21, double digits now, as the Warriors have found their rhythm. Bobcats still looking for it. Left side, Feldner off the dribble, back out on top. Cats have not been able to get the outside shooter Slaughter in the rhythm tonight. He's been covered up every time. Good scouting there, right? Inside feed Cork on the pick and roll, and Dominic Cork will finish his first field goal of the second half. And he's got 11 to lead the Cats. Now you got to get some stops.
Yeah. Yep. Because Warren has shown, especially when you're a team that's going to pound it inside, you're not worried about playing slow, right? And so you might have to see, you might have to come out and do a press. You might have to try to speed them up.
And the Warriors will turn it over, and playing right into what we're talking about.
Yep.
Give the Cats another possession here. 2 minutes left here in the third.
You look at it, if you're Coach Slaughter, historically he's used the half-court traps, right, and to kind of wait for him to get across, and then you sprint at him as a way of trying to speed him up. I think you might see more of that.
Valentine checks back in for the Bobcats. They'll feed him down low. Double down. Kicks it back out. Bond swings it back right side. Got it back. Closed out on the three. Knocked out of his hand by Chevalier. And he'll have the 1-on-2 all the way to the hoop. Put it up. And one. Wow. I don't know how he finished that, because he was bracketed on both sides. Perkins was one of them, and he's going to get called for the foul. And Sean jumps pretty well.
Yeah.
And Chevalier at 6'2", able to elevate and knock it in, and they'll head to the line.
Nice, strong finish.
He had 5 in the first period, has not scored since then, and now a 3-point play chance to try to make this a 12-point Warrior lead. And he cashes in. 35-23. Bobcats had a chance to cut it to 7, and now down 12. But I'm impressed by Warren's ability to step out and close out on the threes.
Yeah.
They are not giving anything.
Well, and that's what we talked about in the first half. The most impressive thing about them is how hard they play on defense.
Inside feed, Perkins spins away from the double team and then got hacked. I think Baumgart might have got him.
Yep.
But Warren, again, good inside defense. As Perkins looked like he was going to be wide open, they doubled him there. He spun out of that one, and Baumgart from the weak side comes over and hacked him there. And I think,
yeah, one of the things that helps Warren out defensively is because of their overall size, they can switch a lot.
Yep.
They can get. It doesn't matter who you're matched up on because of how they play.
Baumgart's second foul is Perkins spins the first one in and out. Sean 64% at the line. That, and he got a little top spin to it and able to front rim it in. 1:10 and counting. As the Bobcats extend the defense a little bit. Sully picked up the dribble too soon, and a quick timeout taken by the Warriors. We'll take it as well. 54 seconds left here in the third. 35-24. Warren. We'll be back right after this.
I'm John. You may know me as a commercial lender, but I'm also a craftsman and a dog dad.
At Park National Bank, we're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. You get personal attention and direct access to a caring, compassionate banker who respects and responds to your needs and goals. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more. Member FDIC, parknationalbank.com.
Back at Coach Ford Court, just a minute left here in this third period. Warriors off of a timeout, 35-24 lead too, and the ball as the Bobcats down 11 and a possession here. And will be Taylor on the inbound, trying to get it inside the Baumgart, stolen away by the Cats. Hohenfelder, and then had it stolen right back. Baumgart to the hoop, switched to the left hand, could not get it to go. And Cork with the rebound pushes it out ahead to Moore. And knocked out of his hand as he tried to attack the basket. It will stay Cambridge ball with 42 left on the clock. And baseline left side, they'll say. Let's get it set up over there.
Yeah.
Moore on the trigger. He's the quarterback. Out on top, Feldner. Cats need to score by the end of this period, and maybe hold it for that last shot and get a good look.
Yeah. Well, at least you potentially...
Inside, and the offense as Valentine caught the feed, Taylor got the Academy Award. He went down hard, and I'm sure that Brock backed into him a little bit, but it didn't look like there was that much contact.
Listen, taking a charge is half.
There is an art there.
Is half reality and half perception. And the guys who can sell it the best deserve to get it.
I think the Russian judge on that one gave him a 9.5.
That's right.
12 seconds left on the quarter clock. 11-point lead by the Warriors. Taylor, left side. Chevalier will attack with 1 second. Puts it in. No. And the rebound stick back by Baumgart will not count either. 11-point advantage as we head to the fourth period. Warriors on top of the Bobcats. We'll be back right after these messages.
When it's game night, let Papa John's Pizza on Southgate Parkway feed your team after the game. Hey, this is Shannon. You can create your pizza with all your favorite toppings or pick one of our specialty pizzas like the Super Hawaiian, the Philly cheesesteak, the Works, or the Fiery Buffalo Chicken. Don't forget we also have chicken poppers, wings, breadsticks, and cheese sticks too. Call 740-439-PAPA. That's 439-7272 or order from your phone at papajohns.com.
Coach Ford Court tonight site for the ball game between the Warriors, who lead the Cats 35-24. Warriors come in 10th ranked in the state, 7-1 under the coaching of Blaine Maddox. He's been there a while and they've had a lot of success.
Yeah.
And it took them a while to get on track tonight, but that third period outscoring the Cats 18-7. And you know, you kind of looked at what some of the things the Cats did, and they played pretty much how they played in the first half.
Yep.
The Warriors elevated a little bit there.
Yeah.
They took it up a notch.
Without a doubt. You know, that second quarter for Warren, when they go 1 for 7, they immediately get that fix again all of a sudden. Now they're shooting 15 from 30 from the field for 50%. At the same time, out-rebounding Cambridge and really controlling their three-point shots as well. I mean, they have recognize that their size is their strength, and they are pounding it in and trying to wear out the Cats.
Yeah, they're not letting Cambridge get any easy looks. Colton Slaughter hasn't been loose tonight for many looks, and he traveled on that one. His forte is catching it and shooting it, and anytime he's caught it, they've been right up on him, and that was another situation where we're doing things we don't typically want to do, but good defense by the Warriors, and we'll see if they can take advantage of another turnover. They did so in the third period, and this time they'll turn it right back over. Perkins knocks it away, comes up with a loose ball. Cats still battling out there as Moore on the attack. Chevalier on the block. His second, team's fourth. Cats got to get it in the hoop, though.
Yeah.
They need a 20-point period.
This is one of those stretches here where you've got to get some good shots, and really you've got to start having some of your threes starting to fall for you.
That's working the perimeter, looking inside. Nobody there with Valentine on the bench with 3 fouls. Got it to Perkins in there, and they doubled down, tripled down on him, and he lost it. Picked up by Taylor. Out ahead, Salee and Cade Moore. Looking for maybe an easy steal there. Picked up his first foul.
Playing a little tough defense, a little tight.
As now Brock Valentine will step back in. Brock has 3 fouls on him at this point with 6:59 left. And let's see it. Knowing what they know now, we've seen them go at Valentine a little bit, and they'll take it down low here and go to Taylor, who's got a mismatch too at 6'3", and he'll easily lay that one in. Biggest lead of the night for the Warriors at 13, 37-24. Moore. They gave him the baseline and then doubled on him and swiped it. They've enticed Cambridge to do that a number of times tonight. Come on, go ahead. And what you do is that ball just thrown at the basket by Taylor. He kind of did that knowing that his teammates will get the rebound, and they did, but a foul.
It's almost like a trap where they almost goat you into the post. And what's unique about that, just thinking through it, what's unique about it is the more people you have in the post, the closer it gets, the less it's easier to see the grabbing, the pulling, the shoving. It's just harder to see it. And so they trap you into getting that deep, and then you can't get out.
Cork's long three off the mark. And Taylor with another rebound. Yeah, and once you get in there with the size of those guys, a guard isn't going to find anybody to pass it to. You're stuck.
Exactly right.
Baumgart looking down low. Back to Welsh. Feeds it inside to Taylor, and Cambridge mugged him. And
I'll tell you what.
Caleb Bond's first foul.
I'll give Warren credit there. For those of you who are watching this, they're running an offense called flex. And it's such a basic, fundamental offense, but every time you see somebody run it good, it's always fun to watch.
Taylor's three, off the mark, rebound, Perkins, he'll run it down the floor, spin in the paint, left hand, couldn't get it to go, and that thing was halfway down. Taylor comes up with a loose ball, his outlet, stolen by Valentine. Down low to Cork, back to the top of the key. Slaughter passed up a three, trying to go back inside. Valentine got everybody in the air, but couldn't get it to stay home. And Taylor with another rebound. Wow, Cats had a couple of good looks that time, and the ball just wouldn't stay down.
Yeah.
Coming up on 5 minutes left, still down 13 at 37-24.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think that's going to be the story for tonight. It's been hard to get the lid off every kind of shot.
Cats stepping up defensively here. Back to the man-to-man, trying to keep pressure on as Warren using some time. Some contact inside. Welsh finishes as Bond tried to draw a little foul that time, and no call by the official. 4:46 left, timeout on the floor. 39-24 Warren, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Here at MVHC, we offer adult, dental, pediatric, women's, pharmacy, and transportation services, as well as behavioral health. We accept all patients. Make your appointment today if you're not feeling well.
$39-24. Warriors on top of the Cats here as they've extended their lead in this first period with a couple of early baskets. The Cats unable to connect on some good looks, but as we said, early in the game, your team's tired. You're not in it. We're not there yet.
Yeah.
And this, even though it is a big lead at this point, it's even a bigger lead because there's not a whole lot of juice left in the tank right now.
That's the spot, right? Is that you look at it and you say, okay, how much would it take energy-wise? The energy that it takes to cut a 15-point lead down to 8. And then you realize it's still 8. Yeah. It's still 3 possessions.
Yeah, and the Warriors, they're a pretty seasoned team. They're not going to make a lot of mistakes.
Correct.
Certainly not down the stretch in the fourth period. Perkins on the wing, kicks it out. Slaughter 3, cha-ching. Boy, that's a nice inside-out look the Cats have needed all night long. Yeah. And finally that time setting it up and knocking it down.
Yep, without a doubt.
I need a couple more of those. Chevalier. Back to Taylor. And if you've noticed, Warren has slowed it down a little bit the last couple of possessions. Being more deliberate. Pulling the defense out. Reducing possessions.
Yeah.
Got a little delay going here.
You know what this is? You did a shout-out to Mike Stein earlier. But if you're watching this game, this is triangle. This is how in the early and mid-90s Cambridge would put three guards at the very top and spread the court out and just keep running a triangle weave to kill clock.
You know that, and Steiner's probably sitting home telling his son, hey, Cole, this is what we call triangle.
Yeah.
This is what they're doing. So, hey.
You want to kill clock?
They just eat up about 40 seconds right here and haven't even looked to shoot.
Yeah. You're only taking a layup. That's exactly right.
Got the foul as they attack the hoop. You get tired of playing defense, and guess the foul that time on number 50, Brock Valentine, as he will step out, and Owen Feldner back in. 3:23 left in the game, 39-27. You need to stop, and the Cats need to head back down and get a three. But the Warriors are going to say, oh, you can stop us, but it's going to take a minute to do that.
Right. And you start looking at this saying, okay, at what point, not saying you're there yet, but at what point, you're one foul away from going into the bonus.
Blocked by Cork. Rebound, Taylor put it back up, and the loose ball comes out to the Bobcats. So they get the stop. Now you got to connect on the other end. Slaughter cut off on the baseline. I can set up that last play you had. Perkins will attack. Finds Cork. Switches to the left hand. Missed it. Got it back. Blocked. And coming the other way. And the reach in going to be called on Bond. Nearly got his head taken off. And will be called on the foul. Wow, the Cats had another good look.
Yeah.
And just can't get it to go down.
Yep.
And, is that because you're just not in the gym enough?
Yeah.
And so some of that is probably to the point where you're just not there yet.
Well, because it's more than one thing, right? It's legs, it's touch, it's all of it.
Sully could not get it to go on the 1-on-1, rebounded by Feldner. And with 2:43, if the Cats are going to make a move, it's got to be now. They got to have everything go right here, and that starts with making shots as Perkins attacks. Cork off the glass and in. So the Cats knock another one in. And it's a 10-point deficit with 2:25 and counting. And a timeout trap in the backcourt. We'll keep it here. As looks like Sully walking off with a little bit of a limp there. He was the one with the ball in the backcourt. But, the Cats taking some chances here. And really, from what we've seen so far, I don't know if we've identified anybody from the Warriors who want to foul, but they have not shot free throws. Well, there haven't been a lot of free throws tonight, but they may leave the door open there if you have to go get them.
Well, and if you're looking for, right, to your point, if you're looking for that one area where you might think that there's a deficiency, they're 3 of 6 from the foul line so far in this game. And it does make some sense.
Shooting better from the field.
Yeah, exactly right. And so you wonder if you're on the Cambridge sideline right now, you wonder, do we move faster to foul, right? Because you're at a spot now where you're down 10, you need offensive possessions. So your questions are, do we try to play defense and force them into a shot and then get the rebound? Or do we save clock by fouling them and make them prove they can hit free throws?
I mean, Warren already showed the last possession. They're going to eat time.
Right.
They're going to run the triangle. They'll run that delay. They'll take 45, 50 seconds off. And if you're not going to come out and foul them, they'll just keep running it.
Yeah.
And, that's a pretty well-coached team that's going to do that. So the Cats have coming out of the timeout. Cambridge has 1 timeout remaining. The Warriors have 2. And we have 2:19 left as the clock ticks in motion. Cats will continue to press. Can't come up with the steal. Now you got to look to the foul. Double team out on top. Pass over the top, Baumgart down low. Can't stop him there as he takes it right up over top of Slaughter and lays it in.
And and we talked about Baumgartner as an example. He's 0 for 2 in the game on the foul line. Go ahead and make him hit free throws.
Cats trying to feed it down low that time, and defense covered up on Perkins. Bobcats that one time got the nice inside-out look and got Slaughter open. 3-on-1 off the... And check that out. As Baumgart looks at that, he said, I've never done that in my life. Stuck it right in the corner of the hoop.
Yeah.
And they give it right back to Warren. I don't know about that.
Yeah, well, the possession arrow.
Yeah, that's what it was. I didn't look at the arrow.
Yeah. That's all right. That's what I'm here for.
You're the color guy. Color it for me, will you? Color it.
That's a possession arrow.
And nice job by Bond, who snuck in from behind up ahead. Slaughter, pull up and shoot that three, boy, right? Won't let him loose out there now. As Bond with the scoop. No. Rebound by Sully and the foul. Caleb Bond trying to put a little touch on it. And again, one of those nights as the game goes on.
Yeah.
You just don't have enough jump, no springs left in the legs. And 41-29, similar to the score the Cats had the other night against New Philly, 41-27 the final there, as the Cats just hit a wall in that one. And Salee will head to the line. He is 2 for 3 tonight. And has the front end of a 1-1 here. 1:11 left. And the first one is up and in. His teammate didn't even go to the line. They had confidence in him there, right?
Yeah.
The coach said, don't do it.
at some point, you said...
Missed the second one.
Whether I have confidence or not, I'm going to play defense.
Valentine to Perkins. And slap from behind and out of his hands. He'll turn it over. Picked up by Petty. And Perkins with the foul in the backcourt. Sean picks up his...
4th foul.
4th?
Yep.
Board says 3. I don't know if the board's right.
Bill,
I've got him.
Bill, who are you putting your faith in?
Well, you got the. That's the 4th foul.
Thank you. Thank you. Whether it's right or wrong, I appreciate that. That's a confidence booster.
I'm with you, baby. Chevalier to the line. Front end of the 1-1. Bobcats 9th team foul. Chevalier 1 for 1 tonight, and he dropped that one in there. He'll get a bonus. 43-29, 60 seconds left. And the second one on net. Warriors joined the ECOL just to see, in time to see the league fold.
Yeah.
But, only team they've lost to this year is an ECOL team in Dover.
And watching them play, historically, what an as you call it, what an ECOL team, is or was, I think they would have fit in really well.
Perkins missing on the runner, and the Warriors again boxing out and one and done. Chevalier beating press and pulling it out. 30 left on the clock. And the Cats will chase and foul one more time. I think we're past that point now, huh? 44-29 this time. Petty. And this Petty 6-foot junior has not scored tonight, but he's going to get 2 free throws right here. That was the 10th team foul on the Cats. And rattles the first one in and out. Second. That one in and out. As Cork pulls down the rebound. Cats trying to get one more look. 15 on the clock. Cork back to Slaughter. Closed out his 3. Kicks it to Perkins. He'll take the 3. No good. Rebound. Battle high. In the air came Taylor, and that'll finish it. Bobcats struggling for their second night in a row, coming off their COVID break. And they'll drop this one to the Warriors, 44-29. Cats will see their record slip below the Mendoza line, 3-4 on the season. And the Warriors will improve to 8-1. Final score again tonight from Gene Ford Court, 44-29. Warren on top of Cambridge. We're going to take the break. We'll add up our stats, scoring, and post-game comments and be back with those right after this.
Leave your sister alone. You're ready to get back into yoga, so you order the essentials. A non-slip mat, yoga blocks to keep balance, and an exercise ball. And you use your Bank of America Cash Rewards credit card, choosing to earn 3% cash back on online shopping and up to 5.25% as a preferred rewards member, which you put towards your most essential yoga gear. Noise-canceling headphones.
Welcome. Take a deep breath. Breathe.
Apply for yours at bankofamerica.com/more rewarding. Copyright 2020 Bank of America Corporation.
Our biggest storage event just got stronger. The Store More, Save More event going on now at the Home Depot. Get exclusive HDX black and yellow Tough Totes starting at just $4.98. They're heavy duty, durable, and come in a range of sizes from 7 to 70 gallons. So whether you need to store a little or store a lot, you're going to save loads. Make room for big savings at the Store More, Save More event. Going on now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Limited time only. Event and dates vary by store. See store for details.
Are you paying too much for homeowners insurance? Has your insurance company raised your deductible? Hi, this is John Valentine with Valentine Insurance. Many people can't accurately answer these questions. With many premiums escrowed into mortgages, homeowners don't pay attention to changes to their policies anymore. It's time you visit Valentine Insurance for a true, no-obligation review of your insurance policy. Call 994-1776 or stop by our office at 739 Southgate Parkway in Cambridge.
I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? My eyes filled with tears. Then on the radio I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I could have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door and I put the money down. Now I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge, don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of a guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
Chronic issues do not disappear just because COVID is here. Whether you are experiencing pain in your knee, tingling in your fingers, or a sore back, Superior Med Orthopedics is here for you. Superior Med Orthopedics patients' health and safety is their top priority, and they currently offer telehealth visits for your initial appointment. Take comfort in knowing when you come to Superior Med Orthopedics facility, they are following all protocols to ensure you remain safe. Find out all their team offers by visiting seormc.org today.
Back for our post-game wrap-up here tonight as the Bobcats drop a home contest to the Warren Warriors. Final score 44-29. Period by period, Cats down 15-8 at the end of one. Cambridge making a move, though, in that second period. Came back to even it up as we headed to the halftime break, 17 apiece. But it was all Warriors from that point on, 18-7. Third period stretch allowed them to take a very comfortable lead into the fourth, and they coast home 44-29, the final. As the Warriors improved to 8-1, Bobcats fall to 3-4. Bobcats did win the JV and the freshman contest earlier tonight in this triple header, but unable to make any headway tonight in the varsity contest. And the individual scoring looked like this for the Cats. Dominic Cork actually leading all scorers tonight. I have him with 13. Sean Perkins finishes with 7. 4 for Caleb Bond. Colton Slaughter with a 3. And Brock Valentine finishes with a deuce. And for the Warriors, a couple of guys in double digits there. Baumgart, who end up with 12, had 8 of those out of the box there in the first period. 10 for Chevalier, who was perfect at the line, by the way, tonight. 7 apiece for Kurt Taylor and Braden Sully, and Josh Wells with 8. Pretty balanced scoring among there. And when you think that one of their leading scorers and key point guards, Seth Davis, was not here tonight, there's a pretty good 6-man rotation for you, huh?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we saw it as the game kind of kept wearing on and on and on. That lid that we talked about regarding Cambridge just never came off. The Cats shooting 31% total for the field, 12 of 38, but really 2 of 14 from the three-point line. And really, when you're not making the threes, and then you only get to the foul line 4 times, things just start to, in that world, things just start to stack against you. And it becomes harder and harder to overcome. So at the end of the day, you got out-rebounded. You had more turnovers. You didn't shoot as well. You didn't get to the foul line. Really, it just slowly started to cascade away from you. And that's just a tough way to go.
Yeah, Bobcats tonight really, they had opportunities early, and they took advantage of some in the second period to get to a tie ball game. But even down the stretch, when they were making that comeback, they could not get the ball to stay in the hoop. They had some good looks that rattled in and out. They got some good inside-outside looks at some threes that they couldn't get to fall either. And you know, at the end of the night, you got to make some shots. Yeah. And, you know, we know that it's going to be a work in progress. This is an unusual year for everyone, including high school sports. And the Bobcats have been hit as hard as anybody with all those quarantines and 21 days of no practice and no games. And that happens really in the middle of the season when you're just getting the headway to start playing. You know, normally you get to the holiday break and it's a chance to get a lot of practices and a lot of shooting and a chance to get in shape and improve your game. Usually most teams, when you turn the calendar to the new year, we're hitting on all cylinders. And we saw a little bit of that maybe tonight for more. They scored 96 on Tuesday, didn't quite do that tonight, but they picked it up a little bit, and you could see that their legs were there, their shots were there a little bit more. And the Cats are resetting and getting back to that. Now, they may not be to the same caliber of the Warriors, but they played hard tonight, and they competed pretty well.
Well, and to your point, so that would be one of the things that if I'm Coach Slaughter, I'd be really proud of my group about, right? There aren't any moral victories here, but I'd be proud of their effort and their willingness to keep trying. I never once, as we were watching this game, knowing all those challenges, you never once got the feeling like, you know, they're flat, they're disinterested. You could see a consistent effort and focus being done. The reality is the body just wasn't there. And I think the point you just made as you were kind of talking about the calendar side is very well taken. When you look at these two teams, where you have to really kind of look at where they're at is you have one team in Warren who's now at a spot where they're in their head, they're saying we're playing for a state tournament. We're playing for a conference championship. That's what we're playing for. And Cambridge, because of all the starting and stopping, it's almost like they're in a situation right now where it's like this is the start of the season, and we're just trying to figure out really what we have and how do we get things moving in the right direction. And when you have two teams that are on that far of a spread regarding their wavelength, that's just a tough matchup to start off with.
Ray Sims is in the house tonight, and again, we want to give a shout out to Ray, who I don't know if anybody you can see that on TV, but he does that for every single game and redoes those stats. And you're going to have your work cut out for you next week, Raymond, and as the Bobcats play Meadowbrook at home on Tuesday, but then they come right back 24 hours later and play Martins Ferry at home next Wednesday. So Cambridge's in the midst of a little bit of a homestand, so maybe they start to get it in swing a little bit when the emotion gets in play against a rivalry like Meadowbrook, and the Colts are off to another great start this year. That makes things a little bit different. Gives you a little more energy, doesn't it?
It certainly does. You know, what you have to really be careful about is sometimes you can use that, you know, that energy is like collateral. Sometimes you can use it all in that first game. And then when you have to come back the next night, it is a very tough mental challenge for a lot of guys to get through on the back-to-back side of it.
Yeah, I don't know if you and I have another game coming up for a while, but we're there, down the road a little bit. But all these games starting to stack up now. It's kind of like baseball season in the spring. You get a couple of cancellations. You got to find some common dates, and that's what happened to the Cats for next week. You got a Wednesday. You know, guys don't play games on Wednesdays very often, especially after playing on Tuesday. But you know, have back-to-back games Tuesday, Wednesday, and we'll have those games for you here on WILE and YRP TV as well. And stay tuned. We appreciate those of you that did that tonight. Mike Stein, Cole Stein, thanks for hanging in there tonight, watching the Bobcats.
We're assuming he hung in.
Well,
we know he was there, but we're assuming
he was there for a while.
That's right.
Yeah. And for all of you that joined us, either maybe, I don't know, does anybody just listen to the radio anymore? I don't know if that's a. I saw maybe a couple here in the stands, but not very many anymore. So that technology may be outdated.
Well, I'll tell you what, I bet you I've got enough messages on Facebook, and most have been positive around when you and I call a game. I don't share the bad ones with you. but it's clear that individuals are still listening to the radio.
There we go. That's good to know. And they'll be listening to the radio and other forms of media this Sunday. And you heard it here second, maybe third, when the Browns upset the Kansas City Chiefs. Final score tonight, Bobcats dropping one to the Warren Warriors, 44-29. I want to thank all those guys that had a hand tonight, Cam Summers, Chris Stewart, Mike McKay, engineering back at our AVC headquarters, and always my compatriot here, Adam Davenport.
It was a great night until you closed out with that Sunday prediction.
Well, that's why I wasn't going to let you make a prediction. I know what yours is going to be, and rightly it should. As you got your Kansas City face mask on, you're good to go, and I'll take my shot because I'm feeling dangerous on Sunday. Hey, for everybody tonight and the AVC crew, I'm Bill Kafuri. Talk to you next week. Good night.
High school basketball. Tonight's game is brought to you by Southeastern Med, Abel's Electric Heating and Cooling, WB Green Insurance, West 40 Auto Sales, Park National Bank, Doane Ford, Muskingum Valley Health Centers, Papa John's Pizza, and Valentine Insurance. This has been a presentation of ABC Communications.